Well, I'm Blair Bowen with Living North Phoenix, and very honored and grateful to be here. The Mayor of Glendale, Jerry. So thank you for taking your time today to do this. And my objective when I thought about doing this is the Facebook group that we have, Living North Phoenix, in the community has over 37,000 people in it, most of them local to the Phoenix area, many of them from Glendale, and wanting to make sure that Glendale residents are more aware of the things that Glendale has to offer. So I really appreciate your time today.
You bet.
Awesome. So a couple questions that I have prepared. What inspired you to get into public service?
It's a question that I'm going to answer to you honestly, and some people are going to gasp when they hear it. I got into politics because I hate politicians. And I say that in all sincerity. I despise people who get into politics with the sole purpose of trying to either make themselves look better, trying to figure out a way to game the system, looking for opportunities for stepping stones to work up. I don't like that. I'm a firm believer, and have been for a long time. We're servant leaders. We're elected by our constituents to serve, and that means serving. That doesn't mean you get the day off. That means that this phone stays on 24/7, 365, and if I get a call at 3 in the morning, I answer it.
Mm-hmm.
Do I like answering the phones? No, I don't. But again, that's the job. I do love my job.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do need to also clarify, I love people who are statesmen, people that get into politics
Sure.
because they want to do the right thing for the right reason. They want to serve their citizens. They want to improve people's lives. They want to make a positive difference.
Yeah.
I try every day to be that person. There are days that maybe I fall short, but that doesn't mean the next day I'm not trying twice as hard.
Right. That makes sense. And how did that path lead you to be mayor?
I guess I'm not exactly sure how you worded the question. My mother, I can remember growing up, Easter, I can remember Easter dinner, Thanksgiving, Christmas. My mother used to bring families home. We had 6 kids, my mother and father. My dad worked for like 10 cents more than minimum wage. My mother worked for minimum wage. I mean, they weren't college educated. They were hardworking, blue collar, raise a family, Christian family, do the right thing. And again, my mother frequently, and I can remember multiple times, Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day, she sets the table for 12, 14 people, and we have a whole other family that through some unfortunate situation, they had no opportunity to feed themselves or for a nice meal, and she'd invite them over. Mm-hmm. And I just grew up with that. I grew up with doing a lot of community service with my mother. My dad didn't do nearly as much, that only because my dad worked so much. Mm-hmm. But growing up, I always thought we were rich. I mean, we had love, we had a family, we had people that worked, we had friends, and we grew up in Maryville. I mean, literally Maryville.
Right.
And every family around us, it seemed like the average was 5 or 6 or 7 kids. We didn't know any better. So if you don't know what true rich means, well, rich is different to everybody. To me, rich was family.
Right.
And not a lot of money. In fact, I don't know how they made it half the time, but they moved into a John F. Long home that was used. My brother and I slept in the garage. I had 4 sisters that shared 2 bedrooms, and my mom and dad had their bedroom, and my dad petitioned off part of the garage. Well, the garage at the very early John F. Long homes was 8 feet wide and about 12 feet long with a wooden door. Mm-hmm. And he petitioned off one of the walls. Didn't have air conditioning, didn't have swamp cooler, didn't even have heating. And I can remember in the summertime being so miserably hot that frequently I would go into what we called a family room and lay on the asbestos tile, the 9x9 asbestos tile, to try to get cool.
Right.
That didn't mean I was poor. It just meant that we didn't have a swamp cooler in our room.
Sure.
I think it made me stronger. I think it made me understand that you can have a really tough life and still not feel that you're being treated different than anybody else. As far as I was concerned, that's the way everybody lived.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
I would say that that's probably how I got into it. We do an awful lot of nonprofit charity work. I've been a mason for multiple years. I've been a Shriner for multiple years. We are very, very, very active with the food drive that I do each and every year for Hope for Hunger Food Bank, which quite honestly was started by Glendale firefighters. And they were struggling because the need is so large. I was able to work with Phoenix Rescue Mission and get Phoenix Rescue Mission to take over Hope for Hunger Food Bank to make a difference. Well, they're doing 4 or 5 times the volume that they did when I first got them to take it over, and the need's still there.
Right.
So, it would be nice if we could figure out a solution how to solve that. But until we do, that doesn't mean you don't try.
Right. Right. What do you love most about Glendale?
Well, I mean, it's home for me. Even though technically I was born in South Dakota, I moved down here when I was just a young kid. I was raised in Maryville. Well, pretty much everything that we did as a family, my mother specifically, we would come north a couple miles and we were in Glendale. I mean, she shopped in Glendale. We bought feed for our animals in Glendale at what used to be Pratt's Feed Store. Now it's more of a pet animal shop, but shopped in downtown Glendale. I mean, I basically grew up used to go out and pick up broken bales of hay in the fields around Glendale that my dad had worked to deal with the local farmers, that he would pay him X amount, and then he'd send me out to pick up the broken bales of hay that the farmers didn't have to mess with. So, I mean, this is my home.
Right. How would you describe the city's vibe?
I think it's fantastic. I mean, we have, in my opinion, the Southwest in the country's sports and entertainment district, and we prove year after year after year after year that we know how to do big events like that. I mean, we prove it, and it's become nationwide. I mean, we have a lot of folks that work for the city of Glendale. We have more than 2,000 employees. We have a lot of people that give it everything they have every day to try to make certain that when people come to the sports and entertainment district, we provide the best entertainment possible. Not that the city does it, but we want to make sure that if people are coming here, they have a good time and they know that they can be safe.
Sure.
And it's a challenge when you have so many people show up, but I've had people from other states, and I travel frequently, say, we don't know a lot about Glendale other than we keep hearing about, you guys hold, I guess, 3 Super Bowls now, and, I mean, we have.
Right.
And we've done it successfully. In fact, 2 of the most viewed Super Bowls ever were right across the street at the stadium. So I take a lot of pride in that.
Sure.
We have what we call mega events, which is very, very, very large events. Mecum Auto Auction over time finally decided to come to Arizona when we convinced them to come to Glendale. We've now, within a few short years, I think this is the 6th year Mecum will be having their event coming up. I believe it's the 6th. It's now become the 3rd largest Mecum Auto Auction in the nation in less than 6 years. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
We just have a lot of stuff going on. At the same time, that doesn't mean that we ignore our citizens. That doesn't mean we waste tax money.
Of course.
And this council, myself and this council, have been able to, for the last 10 years straight, be able to hold our property taxes down, not have to raise them, and yet provide more services and benefits to our citizens. I take a lot of pride in it. In fact, I just found out last Tuesday that our bond rating has been increased again. So we were one of the bond rating agencies. We were AA, now we're AA plus. So we're going to keep doing everything we can to make our citizens proud, be world renowned as far as a place to come. And with the Vi Resort coming in here in the next few months, this will be a staycation. People will, instead of going to California and taking all their tax money out of state, is going to stay here in Arizona, which helps all the cities. Oddly enough, people don't realize it. will help all the cities in Arizona because of the shared revenues that our tax system affords, but it'll also help our citizens too.
Sure. What one event or destination is one thing that everyone should check out in Glendale?
One event
Or destination?
Well, again, I'm a car guy, so I love the Make 'em Auto auction. We have Luke Air Force Base. People don't realize Luke Air Force Base, which is now primarily F-35s. They do have a squadron left. I believe it's Singapore that's still here. Shortly they'll be leaving. But with that said, Luke puts on an air show every other year that exceeds 500,000 people. It's an incredible air show. Wonderful time of year. We have our sports, obviously football, but not only football, the traditional football people are used to, but we have the indoor football, and they're the most winningest football team in Arizona. We have spring training, so the Camelback Ranch is home to the White Sox and the Dodgers. I love the fact that when I go to the parking lot during spring training, about 90% of the plates you see are California plates, which means those people are spending the nights here, they're buying food here, they're spending their money here, their revenues.
Yeah.
We got a lot going on here, an awful lot of opportunities. And then the smaller events, we have early antique tractor steam. They have a title about this long, but they put on a great event for antique tractors and steam engines at Squirrel Ranch Park in Glendale, which is, in my opinion, is one of the nicest parks in Arizona. It's a beautiful park.
Yeah.
We take a lot of pride in that. There's just so much that goes on. We have the largest parade in Arizona, and it's a parade that's put on by private citizens, not by the city. Happens to be a Christmas parade, and that Christmas parade, by having a great Christmas parade and bringing goodwill to Christians, people that believe in Christmas, the byproduct of that is the money that's raised over the cost of actually doing a Christmas parade then goes back to the local food bank to help the people in need. This is a city that cares, that wants to make a difference in its citizens, and I think we prove that daily.
It shows, yeah. Any major developments or changes coming to Glendale that might not be very publicized or known about right now?
Yes, but I can't tell you.
Okay.
Well, right now
you can tell us.
Right now, the main thing that everybody asks me on a daily basis: Via Resort, Mattel theme park. When is that going to be done? Well, the reason why it's not done yet, the main reason, is because the owners keep finding more things to make it better. And so every time we think, okay, now we got 6 months, and we think, they'll go, you know what? There's a couple more things we could do. So I just found out a little over a week ago, they're adding 4 more things to it that we weren't aware of, which I don't know as though I'm at liberty to say publicly, but they're really cool. I mean, they're really cool. So
right.
Is it going to put it off? It's just going to delay it a little bit longer. But this will be Mattel's first theme park. We're very proud of that.
Yeah.
And with the theme park and Via Resort working together, those two things is going to help all the hotels we have. 2 Super Bowls that we did ago, we struggled. I mean, we really struggled. We had people going all over the valley trying to find hotel rooms. We're almost at the point where we're going to be able to handle all of the hotel rooms.
Wow.
Well, I take a lot of pride in that. Via Resort itself, last I heard, there are going to be about 1,100 rooms, which will be the largest hotel in Arizona. Very proud of that too.
Yeah.
So now we have opportunities for more conventions, more opportunities for people to come to the valley. If they come here in the months that aren't the scorchers, and they realize how quickly, in the wintertime, how wonderful it is here, that we're not shoveling sunshine, we sure aren't shoveling snow. What a great place to retire. And so that's one more of those things that keep making the valley grow. But the goodwill that I think that the citizens here do, the events that we put on, I think make a big difference. We recently, and unless it's changed, there's a thing called the Highland Games. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I'm not.
That's the guys that wear the skirts, the plaid skirts, and play the bagpipes and the drums, and it looks as though we're still on for that, I believe.
Eventually, yes.
It looks like potentially next year we'll have the Highland Games in Glendale, and I'm really looking forward
That's
to
cool.
that. So we're trying to find as many different things that we think people will be engaged in and like. But the difference is I don't want people to come to Glendale and look and go, hey, that's really cool, and then go home and say that was really. I want an experience. So they call it experiential. People come out, not only are they watching something, but they're part of something. And that's when people, when they go home, they go, wow, that was awesome. That was great. Yeah. You want people to be part of that.
Sure.
So
yeah. So Living North Phoenix, our community, our tagline is celebrate community and support local. How does Glendale support local businesses?
Well, I can tell you as the mayor for 12 years, 11 and a half years, pretty regularly, I had the mayor's business of the week. And I would locate and find small, and typically small, I tried to avoid the nail shops, I tried to avoid barber shops, I tried to avoid tattoo shops, because there's so many of them. But at the same time, if it's a small business, that's just as important as a large business. And I don't know of any large business that started large. Everybody started small. Unless you've got lots and lots of money where you can just come in big, most people start small and grow big.
Sure.
Now they might move a location and make it bigger, but pretty much everybody starts with a great idea, compassion, a work ethic that they're going to get it done and provide a product that's a good product for a good value. And then the people I love are the people that want, I want to make a positive difference in people's lives. Those are the ones I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that for years. I haven't done it quite so much here lately because I've been so busy that I'm trying to keep up with everything else. We do a lot of veterans events, a lot of them. Try to make sure that our veterans are taken care of. But not only that, but what my focus has been, I want to honor people who have served our flag. I want to honor people that are serving our flag. And then we do an event specifically, Triple M, which is a veterans group that I started. Triple M is Mayor's Military Mission. And we also honor these young kids in high school, shouldn't call them kids, these young adults in high school that are making that decision to serve this country, to protect our freedoms, to give us a chance where you and I are doing right now, sitting here talking without worry about saying something that might get us thrown in prison.
Right.
I love this country more than anybody knows, and I love the fact that we can do this openly and freely without reprisal. But we have to make sure that people don't forget why we can do that, and that's because the people for the last coming up on 250 years have been fighting for those freedoms.
Right.
And this year is real special for me because of America's 250th birthday. We're doing a lot of extra things that we normally wouldn't do, but we want it to be special. I remember during 9/11, the patriotism that came out. I remember the bicentennial, the red, white, and blue, and all the patriotism that was shown. This country, whether you're Republican or Democrat or independent or no party affiliation whatsoever, I think everybody would agree this country is being just torn apart right now. And we got to stop doing that. We have to get people to start coming back together.
I agree.
First and foremost, we're Americans. We may not agree on how to get there, but you know what? If we can all agree that we want to get there, is it as important what road we take as long as we get there?
Right.
And so that's what I've been trying to do is make people understand we're Americans first.
Yeah.
And honor the people that gave us that opportunity to represent, and make sure that we have that same opportunity available to our kids and grandkids.
Sure. What is one city-led initiative that you wish more people knew about?
Well, I do a lot of nonprofit stuff. The thing that we're currently doing right this minute, I went back to Kansas City a couple of years ago when I seen a veterans homeless housing project. It's called Veterans Community Project is the name of VCP. I came back because of what I've been doing for veterans and the stand-up for veterans that I have coming up. I think this is my 12th or 13th year I've done it at Arizona Christian University. Len Munsell lets me use that facility, and it's basically to help all of our veterans with anything that they may need. But we have a lot of homeless problems in the nation, and there's a lot of people that think if you just throw money at it, you fix it. You don't fix problems by throwing money at it. You identify what sources need to happen, and then you figure out how to fund those sources to make that problem fix. So convinced the council, didn't take a lot of persuasion, it took some, convinced the council that we had some land that I identified that everybody seemed to have forgotten about, that quite honestly, the last I knew that we used it for anything was to park Super Bowl semi trucks in it during Super Bowl. Other than that, we're dumping gravel in it, and kind of an ugly location. It wasn't very nice and hidden, secluded, nobody knew about it. We're going to be building, well, we already started the process, but here very, very shortly before the end of the year, they'll be doing horizontal work in the dirt, all the sewer lines, water lines, cable, all of that different stuff, fiber optics, telephones, everything, and then provide 50 homes for homeless veterans. Not just a home, not a safe place, not a place where they can lock the door and feel like, okay, I'm okay, but a place to help them get any and all services they need to get their lives back together so they can be productive citizens. You know, the best thing you can do for a veteran is not give him something, but show him how to get where he needs to go. Train him, retrain him, help him get out of that slump. Allow a veteran to hold their chest out, be proud of who they are, and become a productive citizen. So they have an 85% success rate flat out, and there's not many programs that do that. I was in Hawaii a few years ago, and they asked me to present on homelessness. I was one of, I believe, 7 mayors total. The other 6 mayors spoke before I did. They were all of very large cities, and every one of them, one by one, right down the list, said almost the same thing. It was almost verbatim. Well, we have this problem, they have this problem, and we've spent $45 million, and each one of them would finish with the same thing, and our homeless problem's twice as bad as it was before we started. And I got up and I said, I'm gonna upset some people, but I'm okay with that. I'm gonna tell you what we're doing, what my city of Glendale. We're not anywhere near as large as some of these other cities, but rather than throwing millions of dollars at the project, we're figuring out how to help our homeless people.
Sure.
And so I started Hope for Hunger. I'm sorry. Got so many different things that we do here. What's the name of that? I can't remember. Lost my mind.
See,
I quit trying. What?
Glendale Works.
Glendale Works.
Yes,
Yeah.
Glendale
Geez,
Works.
what's wrong with me? I started Glendale Works. I asked that the council approve a pilot program, which they did. Reluctantly, they did. Proved itself very quickly. I was able to get a van fully donated. We got a trailer, put a porta-john on it, and these people will meet at a location. They get their names, addresses, they don't have address because they're homeless. Their names and ways to talk with them. Why are you homeless? What's your issue? And give them a sack lunch or a sack breakfast. You know, if you're homeless, you probably didn't sleep very well the night before. They give them a really small sack breakfast, something to get some nourishment in their body.
Sure.
They take them out. The city has a lot of things that we need to get done that we've been paying temporary agencies to do. Well, now we can give that money to Phoenix Rescue Mission. They can take twice as many people out, establish camaraderie, a way for people to talk, find out why they're homeless, what's your issue, what needs to happen to help you. And after 2 or 3 times of taking them out, you're getting them enough money where if they need anything, whether it's clothing or maybe they just need to be able to rent a motel one night to take a shower and get out of the heat or get out of the cold. Once they build that rapport, they take them out 2 or 3 days, and then they say, you know what, you told us when we first met that you're here because your boyfriend, you came out here, you guys got into a fight, he left, you're here by yourself, you don't have a driver's license, you have no way to get home. Well, we have a way to help you. And so that's what they do. And that's through Phoenix Rescue Mission, working with these folks. But at the same time, a lot of times somebody that's never been homeless is so reluctant on sharing information, they won't tell you. They don't know who to trust.
Right.
And they're in a brand new world, very uncomfortable world, and they're in fear of their safety. Phoenix Rescue Mission allows and helps for these people to get the help they need, not by just handing them stuff, but by working with them, building that trust. And both people have to talk. You can't
Sure.
just go in there and tell them what they're going to do. They have the choice to walk away if they want.
Right.
But if they show up for the Glendale Works program, they're looking for help. Well,
Yeah.
that program got so popular, we added a second truck. We included it. We lengthened it. Got a second truck donated, second trailer, second porta john. Last I talked with them, they have a third truck now.
Wow.
That they're using. I talked with the governor. I talked with the state Senate and legislature, House representatives. They funded it a couple of years ago up to $1 million for any city in Arizona that wanted to start a works program. At that time, Phoenix, Tempe, Scottsdale, I know started a works program. I don't know if they're still doing it, but I know that they did start it.
Right.
So you can't throw money at it. You have to find a solution and then figure out a way to finance that solution.
Definitely. What are your favorite, local gems or hidden spots?
We have a German restaurant in downtown Glendale that I really like. I just wish they were open more hours. My father family was from Germany, and so I grew up with a grandmother that cooked a lot of German food. I couldn't pronounce most of it. I loved it, and I learned some German cuss words. I can't remember them, but I just know when my grandmother was mad, she would say German words that I know weren't nice, but you could tell when she was angry. But boy, what a cook! And she could. My dad, when he was a kid in South Dakota, they had 12 kids, and they adopted a 13th kid. Like, well, things have changed, haven't they? But I remember my dad telling me when they lived out in a prairie that when they would slaughter a pig, they ate everything on the pig except for the squill. They didn't waste anything back then, and I look at people today and they throw so much away.
Mm-hmm.
We have some wonderful things. The German restaurant's great. We have a Polish restaurant called A Touch of European. It's incredibly good. Very, very small restaurant, wonderful. We have, what's the name of the Saigon restaurant? I know where it's at. I don't even think of the word. I just go there, but incredible food. There are some wonderful restaurants. Popo's happens to be one of my favorite Mexican food restaurants, not because of the Popo's that's in Glendale, but because being raised in Maryville when I was a kid, they had the Popo's down on Indian School Road in 67th, which used to be next door to an A&W Root Beer Drive-In, which is long gone, but Popo's went ahead and expanded. They grew. They opened up a second location in Glendale on 59th Avenue and Bell Road. We got some wonderful places.
Yeah. Wonderful places.
I think that are wonderful. Again, Saguaro Ranch Park, as far as cool places, a lot of history there. We just got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Even though we're not the largest, I would say that I don't think we hold second to anybody. That's my opinion. A lot of people, likes to ask me when I go out of state, well, so you guys are just outside of Phoenix? No, Phoenix is like the gateway to Glendale. That's the way I look at it.
For sure, yeah. Well, anything else that you'd like to add that we haven't covered? Again, Living North Phoenix is a very community-driven group to provide resources. And as we wrap this up, anything else that, as a community, we can be doing to help cities like Glendale, or that we can be involved with to get the word out, or anything else that you'd like to add?
If you have viewers that are involved in service clubs, church organizations, anything like that, I would actually encourage them to get involved in the Christmas parade. It's a wonderful time. It's become the largest parade in Arizona, not by spectators, and that's the beauty of this. It's not by the people standing on the sidewalks watching, so it's not crowded. It's a lot of people, but it's not crowded, but it's by people participating. And the direct benefit is you get to start traditions with your family, with your friends. At the same time, you get to be part of something bigger than yourself. You get to literally come out and be in something that you see people smiling, and people of all colors all there for the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
Just enjoying the reason for the season.
Yeah.
And then the best part of all is we get to make a difference in people's lives. People that are struggling, you have a small child that's not eating well, they need that nourishment. They need that. They can't go to school and learn if they're just don't have the nourishment to make their body strong and their mind strong. So I would ask anybody if you want to get involved in something that's fun, that's different, it's not all the time. We have lots of service organizations, the Rotary Club, the Kiwanis, Optimist Club. There's just so much going on. Glendale has a lot of stuff. If you're a young man, you want to be something that's more of a men's type organization. The Masons do fantastic work, and they help kids. The Shriners, there are no Shriners hospitals in Arizona. The Shriners, if you're not familiar with them, you typically see them in the parades of the guys wearing the funny red hats with the vest. But the Shriners provide 100% free total medical for Arizona kids, whether they're severely burnt, they have issues born with, no matter what is curvature of the spine or any of those things. What I did with the Shriners for many years was raise money to send that child and the parents to a Shriners hospital to get free medical if they don't have insurance. Children are our future, and we need not ever turn our backs on our kids. So, get involved in a group, an organization. If you're in a group or organization, get them to come down to Glendale. I would say that the thing I hear more than anything is people love our downtown because it makes people feel like when they came from back east or up north. Mm-hmm. It reminds them a lot of that. Yet at the same time, we're pushing 70 square miles of actually incorporated area, pushing 70 miles. Mm-hmm. At the same time, you can drive almost anywhere and you're going to come across a cotton field or alfalfa, something like that, where you still feel kind of Western. And, I remember in '66 when my family moved here, I can remember driving down the road with the windows down in the summer because we didn't have air conditioning in the car. And that 15-20 degree temperature drop that you would feel just driving by the irrigated fields, right, and how good that felt. You didn't know if you were in Phoenix or Glendale or Tempe or Surprise or anything today because it's all grown together. Right. Back then, you would know when you left one town and came into another town because it was absolutely different. Right. So I would think the hometown feeling is still here. We got a lot of wonderful people, and we're being recognized consistently by the amount of compassion and work that people do here, and the fact that we got incredible staff that really give it everything they have every day to make people's lives better.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, Jerry, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
You bet.